equals 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
It's week 5 of the NFL, and everyone's watching Ramondre Stevenson. He was terrific a week ago with a 119-yard game. It's the Pats and the Saints, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 24.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. On the return, Marcus Jones from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Patriots offense set to go to work with Mac Jones at quarterback in his 3rd season now out of Alabama.
It was a much rockier season for Jones in his 2nd year, and he even had to survive a brief challenge to his starting job. This is a big campaign for the former Rookie of the Year runner-up. He wants to get back to Pro Bowl form in this one.
A 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. Here's Ramondre Stevenson. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And the rushing numbers for Stevenson from last week. 22 carries, 119 yards.
How about the first month of the season for him? He leads the league in rushing, so you know his confidence is at an all-time high, which means his offensive line loves it too. They'll get more opportunities to run block for him.
Throwing, Jones. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4. The Patriots at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they come in off a disappointment last time out. That put an end to their modest 3-game win streak.
The key for them, generating offense and finding a way to put the ball in the end zone. I mean, you get held under 10 points in your last game. Very hard to win in the NFL. Frankly, it's very hard to win in any league scoring that few points.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. And you look at this Saints defense. They're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edge.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Stevenson now on 1st and 10. Shifts by him. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Now Jones. That is caught. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 24-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
On 1st and 10, Jones. That'll be complete to Stevenson. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. They'll run with Strong. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets them closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
And Brandon, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Stevenson, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this 1st quarter. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Back to throw. Jones. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand. So here come the Saints to take over for the first time. And here's the new man under center. After 9 seasons as a Raider, Derek Carr is the guy.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there. And they'll go backwards right away. But that's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
3rd and 12. Now Carr. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all can do is just loft one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
On the return is Jones. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Patriots will have great starting position as they take over 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Open man downfield, that's Smith-Schuster. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That goes for a gain of 31.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they've been seeking.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To the right side, this is Stevenson. Evades him at the 10. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. 4th down after the New Orleans defense holds serve.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Folks' kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. On the return, here's Rashid Shaheed. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. It's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Possession back to the Patriots. Ramondre Stevenson headed out with the offense. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and of course it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield, creating extra blocks for them.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. On the draw is Stevenson. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now on 3rd down, that pass It's knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights, and they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Lutz is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll begin in South Florida. It's not retirees or snowbirds, but it is New Yorkers traveling down to the Sunshine State. The Giants in town to take on Miami. And it's the Giants who have the lead as they approach halftime. The Giants seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. From there, we head a little further north up to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Houston Texans. Jarvis Landry, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Finally, let's take the trip across the Atlantic, see what's happening over in London. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars. Gabe Davis, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This is a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break. Our two teams making their final preparations for the second half. And as they do, we send it back out to Foxborough, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Play action. Now it's Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Look at the big man rumble. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Nick Folk for the point after. And it's up and good to make the score 13-3. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The New Orleans offense set to take over. They're in a 13-3 hole here now as they come up on first down.
Deficit before they know what hit them.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Carr to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Pats are going to get the football back at their own 17. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
The Patriots ready to try again on offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on the lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Stevenson gets it again on second down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Here we go.
Now Jones on third down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that they're defense,
that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Throwing, Jones. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one good for 13 at a New England first down. Now Jones. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw here taken in by Parker. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 28 yards.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. We get set for the fourth quarter. Patriots have the lead. They also have the football. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. Well, no doubt here in the fourth quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get
down to the 40-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On play action, it's Carr. Throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. Touchdown, New Orleans! Foster Moreau, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints have made it a 1-score game again here in the fourth.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Lutz good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And with that last touchdown, I mean, we're set up for a good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game. You're in the fourth quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because at least...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown! Juju Smith-Schuster. His second touchdown on the season. And the Patriots look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown 1 play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
Attack to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jamal Williams
with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints have got it back to within a score.
Lutz with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Saints 17.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. New England's offense set to go.
After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
On 3rd down is Stevenson.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. That's taken on the 25.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So time for Carr and the Saints.
Down 24-17. 1:44 to go. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10.
There, that is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
Carr. Going right back.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yep, the opportunity squashed.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The Patriots in the victory formation as they'll take the knee.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Down to a knee goes Jones, and that should just about seal it. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Patriots, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.